Раз. Работает, да? Ну, будем надеяться. Где-то он там лежит, да. Не знаю. Не, что сейчас? Хочешь сайт программу? Ну, сайт хотел построить. Сейчас я не буду пока. Не буду за это. Все. Вот так. Не надо пока. Okay, so let's hope that everything will be operating. So you see, again, I pay attention to materials that you can download and study, because it's a lot of materials and a lot of data, photographs and everything. Then one more topic that you need to know, it is our researches, and in particular research. So here we have a lot of research papers. So, and you can open these papers and you can download a lot of papers on different topics. You see. So all this is here. God bless. So please keep this in mind and use this. And of course, you know how to download Biowell program, so I don't need to tell about this. Yes? I don't need. Okay, very good. So, but this you need to keep in mind that, and you can use this because we always add some extra information about this. Same as we have this information about our representatives in different countries. You see? So if you want to see your own country, then you open this and you have this information. Okay, it's understandable now. Yes. Now let's go more to, again, back to BioWell, and let's discuss what we have in BioWell. So do you know construction of this BioWell site? Do I need to tell about this? Do I need to discuss the construction of this BioWell system?
No.
Okay, let me discuss this. Где? Кирилл открывал. Где?
Как убрать расшаривание? Кирилл?
Ну вот, Кирилл открывал это все.
Сюда, пожалуйста. Zoom где-то.
Вот открывали Zoom. Я все остальное специально закрыл. Что случилось? Ничего не работает.
Не расширили так, как надо. Смотри, же не расширили. Онлайн не видно.
Не открывает.
Сейчас мы закроем опять вот эти вот это. Еще раз.
Не хочешь почему-то. Нет, сама открыта. Может быть, с проектом поссорилась. А вот это как-нибудь можно убрать? Да бог с ним, пускай будет тихо, пускай висит. Я сейчас не буду чувствовать. Okay, so let's hope it works. Okay, so you see the principle of organization of this system as follows. Here we have main data. So database, it's our database. Very important, this button recent. In this button you have readings that you did in your system by date. And sometimes it's very, very important to know what you did. Plus here you can do very interesting topic. For example, in this particular window, you can choose many different readings and you can send it to someone else. You understand? So from here, you can send different readings from not only from one customer, but from different customers. For example, you need to send readings from different measurements done in different places. And then this allows you to do this very easily. Plus, of course, it's very convenient to see what's going on. It's understandable. Compare, to use compare readings, of course, we need to choose what we want to compare. And here it's very convenient as follows. I select several readings, press Shift, then I select readings I need, then I send them to compare, and I see how many readings I have in compare. Then I press this compare button, and I can compare all of them. You see. Here again, we have many different options. We can see this like images, we can see these different chakras. Then you can compare energy fields when they are one after another. Then you can compare chakras, and again, you can choose what chakras you are having. Very important, this analysis, because you see this analysis allows you to compare different cases. This is very convenient. Health status, and again, you choose which line you need to compare. Energy reserve, as well, same principle. And if I press go back, so I can compare fingers for different measurements. And of course, I can make it as a graph. So this is really very good system and a very important system when you need to compare situations before, after, or in different days or something of this kind. It's understandable how to use it. And what is important here? Here you can print every screen from here, or you can print all together. You can save it as picture. Every screen you can save as picture. It's maybe possible to decrease sound there. It makes echo. Okay. So and what's important here you can export all data to Excel file. It's a part of research program. Later on we'll discuss it more. And here you can choose parameters you need and then save it as Excel file and using statistical programs. It's understandable. Yes? And when you go back, you can clear everything. Then this received program, this is the way how we exchange data with each other. So, as I've told, we can send data to each other, and that's what I received from other people. So, again, that's very important. So, if I go to the database, for example, I want to send some data to someone, I go here, send to users, and I put here name of the user. Of course, you should know this name. So we have name, it's open information. Password, it's your closed information. So we know names, but we don't know of people. That's why we have access to names, but we don't have access to password. And that's how we can use it. It's very, very convenient. This is a database of different cases. So I can choose by letters. I see here it's English, Russian letters, or I can choose someone here. And then it gives me all information in here. So it's selected information. So that's the way how we can operate with our database. Of course, I can add card of a person, or I can change all information. For example, here I have this data. I can change all information that I need. And you see, so it was, and this is just the way how we define these different cases by numbers. So I can use numbers or I can use names, whatever you want. Of course, you can delete any readings, but be careful with this. And you can use labels. So I can define some cases with particular label, or I can label some case like this. And then I can see only, for example, specific labels. You see, this is group. So if you want to study some particular group of people, you can label them with some label, and then you can see this particular group. It's understandable. So sometimes it's very convenient as well, in some cases. So it depends how you like it. You can do this way, that way. It's all how you like it. So this is database, and it's very good database because you can see You can check by label, you can search by name. Here we have description of particular readings. You understand that here you can give, put all description, what does it mean? And then we have this, for example, it may be different cases. Let's do it this way. And I can delete any readings if I don't like it. I can label it, or I can search by date. What readings I had in particular date. For example, I can see what readings I had, for example, in 2014 or 2015 or in December 2015. So it's very convenient. And you see, we have different marks like here. So it is different type of readings. We have full scan. We have before, after. It is a very simple regime. So practically we don't use it, but it was designed for spa. So they like it, but I don't like it. Then we have stress test, environment, meditation scan, one finger scan, and we can label again with different labels. So let's discuss maybe step by step. Let's start from full scan. I go to full screen and I have this screen. So if I move it cursor like this, then I see description. Understand this? And I have on every screen, we have parameters. Parameters, those are very important topic. We have energy in joules. It means it is energy of light. So we are measuring energy of light. And this energy of light, it is related to activity of this particular organs or systems, or activity of the whole body. Because we are doing measurement on meridians. So when we are measuring energy of particular meridian, it is related to activity of this meridian. Understand? It's clear, understand? So this is energy, this is physical parameter. And in my books, in my papers, in particular in this book, I have description of all parameters. Their description how they're calculated. So you see, because our principle, we make all principles are open. All principles, they are published. So it's no secret. It's how we calculate this, how we calculate that. Everything is published. And if you are interested how we calculate this parameter, then you can find this in the book. Balance, it is balance between left and right. In principle, it's left and right hemisphere. If we go to this program, then again, we have this emotional pressure. And this is measure of stress. Understand this? We have this energy. Symmetry and symmetry, it is symmetry left-right, so it is left-right hemisphere. And we organ balance. So this is related to balance between organs and systems. Balance of organs and systems. So you see, every scale has optimal level and then low, high. So that's important. Energy, it should not be big or low, it should be optimal. Same as all other parameters. Not big, not low, they should be optimal.
Can you give an example of what you mean by low imbalance?
Low.
An example. What do you mean by low imbalance?
Oh, okay, let's do this example. You see, this is high level of stress. Look, stress level 10, energy very low, left-right symmetry quite good, but organs balance practically zero. And this is example of, and we have many examples of this kind. About examples, very important information. We have accounts. This open account, so login password, main. This open account. So you can open this account in your own firewall system without any subscription even. And at this account, we collect a lot of clinical data, a lot of clinical information. This is a demonstration account. So you can't take measurements in this account. You can do nothing yourself. You can only see information. But it's a lot of clinical cases, and a lot of cases I discuss, okay, just on this medic account. So if you're interested to see what does it mean low balance, what does it mean stress, what does it mean that, this, go to this account. There are specially selected cases. Plus, there are a lot of cases of mental problems, mental diseases, but of course you need to know, to have this book to understand where they are. There are a lot of cancer cases as well. Some of them defined as cancer, some of them defined differently, but again, they are here in this book. So, so if you want to see more and understand more, then of course you need to use this account. Okay, so let's proceed this discussion. Mm-hmm. You open, you see. First you go, you need to close your own account. Do you know how to do this? No. Look. Here, look here. Look here. Look. I press this button, account. I see two very important buttons. One, log out. If you log out, you close your own account. Then you can open any other account. And save debug information. This again, very important. If you have some problems with operation with firewall, sometimes may happen, then we ask, please save debug information sent to us. For example, just recently in the United States, one person came to me, oh, I'm using Mac Air, but I can't open firewall. Okay, we saved debug information, and we found that he is using Mac Air, old operational system, and we don't support this operational system anymore because we support only from OS 8, and he is using 6. So we are sorry, but it's too old. So same information. So please keep this in mind, this important button. So you need to log out, then open again firewall and put medic. Then you will go to this open, okay? Okay, so let's come back here. So this screen, again, it's very important screen because, and typically when I make analysis of people, I start just from this screen because it shows you emotional pressure or stress level, and you understand if stress is more then you can do nothing about health. Same, you see other parameters, they are very important as well. Then I go to health status, and you know, this is optimal. And what does it mean? This program is very interesting, very important for us, but this program has nothing to do with health problems. It's a very important message. This program is designed to show whether this apparently healthy person or there are a person with energy deficiency. So if you see this line, a low zone, this is zone of energy deficiency. If you see this in optimal zone, it's just indication of apparently healthy person. What does mean apparently healthy person? It's a person who can behave in everyday life. Good, bad, but still somehow. So that's apparently healthy person. Much more important, this energy reserve program. So if we open this, we see two lines. And this program shows us the energy reserves or reserve of our cells. That is very, very important information. Energy reserve of our cells. So if we have high numbers, it is very strong person, very healthy person. If we have low numbers, then of course it's bad information. And sometimes it gives us very important topic. Later on we'll discuss, if we have time, about different type of active tests, or different types of tests. That's very important. But again, you can find it in the... And this I can give you just example. Quite recently, I've been again to the United States, and one doctor came to me. It's a family, it's whole family. Person has a very strange situation. He is a medical doctor, and for last year, he is deteriorating. All his clinical parameters are excellent. So of course, he was in the hospital. They measure all parameters. Everything is absolutely fine. No problems at all. But he is losing his health. He has heart attacks from unpredictable situation. And no one can tell what's going on. I've done his measurement in viral. And his measurement was absolutely ideal. Like a metal cylinder. What does it mean for us? It means there are no information at all, zero. It means we are not measuring his state, but we are measuring some information, some system without information. From other hand, it shows us that it's not physical, it's something else. Okay. So what I did, I asked him, okay, let's make a simple test, breathing test. And first we did breathing test with chest breathing. Then next we did breathing test with stomach breathing. You know, it's different type of breathing. And every time we repeat measurements. After this, I asked him to make very simple test, 10 times sit down and stand up, 10 times. And again, I repeat measurements. Every time. So in his initial measurement, I've seen very low ranges of 10%. After first exercise, it dropped down. After second exercise, it dropped down more. After third exercise, it became zero. Totally zero. What does it mean? Very simple exercises. Yes? And when we breathe with breathing exercise, we would expect increase of energy because we give more oxygen to the body. So increase of oxygen typically, usually, should increase of energy and increase of reserve. Decrease, but it was decreasing. Same with this type of breathing, that type of breathing. Physical exercise, of course, it's simple exercise. But for him, it was very big load. What does it mean? I've told him, you see, your problem is lack of energy in mitochondria. So your mitochondria does not accept electrons. It doesn't produce energy. So your energy reserve is very little. That's why any activity would be physical, emotional, overload your system. Then we have heart and we have a very strong nervous center of the heart. And it constantly supervising all the system of the body. If it sees that system is overloaded, what heart would do? It gives a signal. First it gives pain, then it blocks activity. So it's very logical situation. So it means that the reason of his situation, not physical problem, but quantum problem. I will show you later the levels of organism functioning. We'll discuss with you later if we have time, but it's in the book as well. So this is a problem on quantum level. Same as for diabetes. Cells can't accept insulin. Yes? So cells become closed. Same here, but lower level. It means that mitochondria membrane can't accept electron-proton exchange. And that's no energy. And that's why he's deteriorating, and finally he would have died. So what we should do? Very simple question. What we should do in this case? Okay, how? How? You see, prana is a very good idea, but for the prana, system should be open. If system is closed, like in his case, prana would not work most cases. But you need to. I understand. I understand. Again, let's imagine you are sending wonderful positive energy to a system, but system is closed. It's in scaphandra. How can I accept it? Nothing. That's why prana would not work in this case. You understand this principle? So it means that we need to understand if this is a problem of quantum level, we need to use quantum instruments. What is quantum instrument? Okay, so what are the quantum instruments? Please tell me. Light. Light. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So that means that for problem on quantum level, we need to see quantum instruments and we need to see light. I can discuss with you. I have another presentation on biophysical principle of operation of light. So it's important topic because we are human light system. So you need to know this, understand this. So in this case, we need to use light and frequency because it's again it's on quantum level. And there are instruments, different instruments for light therapy and different instruments, of course, for frequency therapy. And this, I recommended him one center where they are having these systems. And after now I know he's progressing. So he is coming step by step. Of course, it's not immediate process, but it is coming. Do you understand? And so this program is very important for us And one more thing. If we see high peaks above this white line, it means attention of a system. I mentioned you, any inflammation, it is increase of energy. Any inflammation is increase of energy. So we increase the overall energy, like temperature, like all this, but if there are some organ or system that are under some inflammation, then system takes account of this particular organ. And it's increase of energy for this particular organ. And if you have it like this, it means it's increase of energy for this particular organ. And if we see this on both sides, typically it is really on the physical level. If we see on one side, it is more on functional level. But we always pay attention to this type of fix on this particular energy reserve problem.
Do we have a mean to distinguish the physical level from final level, comparing with the filter and without the filter?
Yes, with filter it's next topic. For you see, we have filters, but we need to discuss it later. Yes, so we'll discuss it later. But now I want you to understand the principle of organization of different problems. And I especially pay more and more attention to this problem. It is all empirical, of course, but we have a lot of empirical data that demonstrate us efficiency of this problem. It's understandable, yes? Then we have another program, balance, and it shows us misbalance between left and right organs. So, of course, here we have not all organs and systems, which have left and right. In reality, it's balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Again, it's one of the pillars of health.
That means in this case, the problem zones.
Yes, absolutely, 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 absolutely. And it is again empirical. If you have more than 7 parts, it means strong disbalance. If you have less, then it's just acceptable.
And we can also see that different colors. On top is green and white. No, it is yellow, white, and green, and red. Also, that just means that the problems are differentiated.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Of course, the higher the difference, the higher. Of course, the higher the problem. Absolutely. That's why we have the different colors. So, same principle, green is still acceptable, and then up and down is. And you know that it is highlighted parts which need attention. So we paid attention to energy reserve, to different peaks. We pay attention to this, but the principle is different, you understand. Energy reserve, it shows us peaks of attention of the body. You understand this? So body understand something is wrong in his case, it is man, so it is bronchial system. Something wrong in its throat bronchial system. And system try to resolve this problem.
Again, the difference between the functional side and the physical side.
If we have from both sides one and the same, it is physical. If it's only one side, it's functional.
One side is right. But functional is also physical. This is for me a bit difficult to understand.
you don't understand, let me give you some examples. Find some example. Okay. Okay. Here I have this thing here. This thing. On both sides. It means that it is on physical level. We have big here, again, is on physical level. So we have big here in line gun. We have big here, again, physical level. Only one side. This is more like physiological. What does it mean physiological? It means you had, for example, people have not stable stomach. So if they eat good food, you see no problems. If they eat bad for them food, you see physiological problem. It's not they have cancer or Alzheimer's, but physiology, for example, typically it works some stomach system or colon system doesn't work properly. So it means physiological. Understand this? Okay, so now it's clear, yes. And you see here in this case, you see very strong misbalance. The O6 area, very strong. Other misbalance is stronger. So it's not sympathetic parasympathetic misbalance. It is different stages. Then, very important, we have this organs energy. And if we have some systems and organs that are not good, high or low, it is indication of some sedation. So it's indication of attention. So you need to pay attention to this area. For this particular person, let me see. Okay, so you see, it's very clear. This particular person has thyroid removed. Colon problems. And again, we see this. You see this digestive system. Absolutely clear. Then overweight. Why? It is all related to endocrine system. And you see again. So it is absolutely clear from our analysis, it's totally in accordance with symptoms. And you can see this example in this book, because it's in here. So just from this information, we can derive a lot of information. But of course, we need to go to fingers. And on fingers, we see these specific marks. Very specific marks. All the marks of this kind, this is indication of some aggressive process. So if I open this finger, you see? So it is liver, kidney system. So it's understandable for me, this aggressive process in liver, kidney system. So together with all known to doctor symptoms, we see this problem. And we can define this problem. But of course, what would you expect if person has all digestive system out of wrong operation? Then of course, it would reflect on liver and kidney. It's understandable. But I'm afraid in this case, it may be even dangerous situation, because you see this very aggressive sign. Here we have again in fourth sector, it is core6. And this person has knee implant, but knee implant comes because of overweight and overload to legs. So again, we understand this. So that's why we always look to fingers. Pay attention to this area. If we have this red light, this is indication of overload of this system as well. So red light inside, it is very strong indication of overload of the system. And you know that little finger, it is related to heart. Yes? So it is understandable that cardiovascular system for this person, it is overloaded. And this is typical example of a person with multiple problems. They come after one after another, but it's multiple problems. It's not just one problem. And we have many patients of this kind that have not one problem, but many problems, multiple problems. Then, of course, so this is all related to physiological state. It's understandable, clear, yes? But we have this program chakras. Chakras is absolutely different program. It's a program related to psychology, psychological state. And on chakras, we have several parameters. We have chakra alignment. This is overall indication of how chakras are aligned. And we have same for every chakra. For example, you see this chakra alignment 99%. So it's just in the middle. But this chakra alignment 76%. You understand? So then we make average, and average is 89. So average alignment is not bad. Index, it is alignment multiplied to size or to energy. So every chakra has its own energy. 6, 7, 8. So this is very good chakras, very good, strong energy of chakras. And average energy as well, 7 joules. And every chakra has its own meaning. If you press on the chakra, you see full description. And we have the overall rule. All shift to this side, it is introversion. It means it's related to inner feelings per person. All shifted to this side, it is extroversion. It means to outside world. And that's why we can make analysis. Okay, this chakra, it is a mental chakra. So it means that this particular person has some mental disorder related to some outside situation. So typically it's situation in a family, in the work environment. So it is related to something that's outside. It's not internal feelings. This chakra, it is related to throat. It is our presentation ourselves. So again, there are some problem with presentation yourself to some other people when it's shifted this way. Would it be this way? Then it would be internal problem with presenting yourself. This external problem. This chakra, it is related to oral genital sexual field. Again, when it's to this side, it means that something with relation, personal relation in a family, or with husband, with wife. So it's something problem. And this, of course, it's related to solar plexus. It's the seat of our emotions. So again, so you see it's emotional side. Chakras, they are not very stable because people change their emotions. If we take to energy reserve, this very stable program, very stable, very reliable, very repeatable. And this is very, for example, again, in the book, you can find by the end of the book, it's very interesting observation. It's a whole chapter that gives us comparing couples. So we found that when we are measuring people being in love, who are in love, or who live together as a family for a long time, but love each other, not hate each other, living together, but love each other. Their energy reserve programs, graphs look very, very similar. They just look like one and the same graph. So it's very, very interesting information. And they have many cases of this kind. Here, of course, I presented only some cases, but you can repeat this measurement. So all other parameters may be different. They may look different, but the energy reserve look very similar. And same we have for people being in love. So it's again very interesting way how we can measure couples. So again, chakras may be flexible, maybe. It means emotional instability for people. Health status and energy reserves, they are much more stable. So this way you understand how we are measuring different systems and organs. But for this we need to understand and here, by the way, here it's a problem of kidney stones. And you remember this specific patterns in kidney area. Yes, this is indication of kidney stones. And one more topic. When you take measurements of people, you need to believe in what you see. But don't believe in appearance of people. And don't believe what they tell you. Because conventional analysis very often don't reveal problems. Often we can reveal problems. We can see these problems long before. For example, several times we've seen kidney stones or gallbladder stones, and we told these people thought no problems, never. But later on they had this problem, and very big problem, severe case with a lot of pain. Same with heart problems, a lot of cases. Last time I done analysis of my one good friend. United States, and I've told him that, you know what, your station is not very good at all, and I see your main problem in your heart. He thought, no problem. They did cardiogram, they did cardio monitoring, no problem. I thought, please try to find out. And he was deteriorating for a long time. Finally, they did CAT scan of his heart. You know, CAT scan. It is type of tomography. And they found hole between parts of the heart. And this hole was opening, closing, opening, closing. But you understand, it was preventing appropriate blood circulation. So it was difficult to find it on even cardio monitoring. On BioWell, we've seen this. And lately, he had cardio surgery, and they was trying to close this hole. So that's why you should be careful when you make this type of analysis. And this type of analysis would allow you to define very tiny details. But of course, you need some experience. That's why on the second level, advanced training, we give more details, we pay more details and discuss much more cases. Okay, but this is now we need just to understand principles. Okay, do you have questions about this? Not yet. Okay, now let's do as follows. Let me present you. This.
The influence of facts on measurements. I noticed once in Berlin, I visited the camera, some people in the asylum. I found out that the findings were very good. But it seems to be a bit biased. It seems to me that BioWell indicator of facts, you know, really analyze the situation. So, because the woman I measured, she committed suicide 2 weeks or 3 weeks later. It did that time. And the values were fantastic, but she must have been angry facts all the time. Maybe I have no education.
Yes, you understand. Again, we have some very specific conditions how we need to take measurements. Let me write it down for you. So there are specific conditions what you need to take into account when you take measurement. First of all, on the day of the survey, perform calibration in the place where you conduct the survey, if you want to have it precise, and that's very important. Carefully clean the surface of the electrode and calibration device. That's first part. And we discuss about calibration a little bit more. And we need to recalibrate every time climate changes more than 20% of humidity or 5 degrees of temperature in the room. Then there should be no rings on the subject's hand, except the ones that a person does not remove at night. You understand? So if people have some wedding rings, they don't remove at night, then you don't need to take it off. And of course, bracelets, some metal subjects on the hand, you need to remove them. Same as strong stones. So if people have jewelry with big stones, then of course you should remove it.
What if people permanently use their mobile smartphone in contact with they have to wait or
no, you need to throw their mobile phone to the toilet. That's it. And then, and then take measurement. Of course, it has tremendous influence. Tremendous influence. No doubts.
Maybe you are considering to make a diagram.
No, forget about this. You go too far away. Then about pacemakers. So we will discuss it. You should be just careful. So analysis should be done more than 1 hour and a half after the last meal. That's important. Viral data can be greatly distorted 2 days before, during, and 2 days after menstruation. So that is again very important. So if we see disturbance on the ring finger, then for ladies you need to ask when they have their period time, because this may be clearly strong. People should not wash their hands right before the analysis. There need to be at least 15 minutes lapse of time after washing hands. You understand? That's important as well. Then, of course, very important to properly position fingers. Let's take some examples. Okay, so you see, if we have a device, finger should be positioned this way. Not that way, not that way, but this way. So on the tip, like this. That's important. Because otherwise you have distorted image. And if you see some strange image, you can take readings twice. If you see extra light, you need to clean this extra light or cover with some cloth. Same idea with nails. You see, this is clear example of nail. Same. Very clear example of nail. So what we should do when you take image of a person with nail, just take rubber and clean this before you done it. You know how to do this or not? Do you know? No. Don't know. Okay, let's do it again. So let's take instrument, connect it. Now I want to make a scan. Let's make it mode. Let's take, for example, the screen. I don't see everything. One finger mode. Okay, you see, here I have absolutely clear extra light. What should I do? I press this button and then I just clean this extra light. And I press save. Same here. And save. You see? So if you have some extra light of this kind, or if you see nails, then you should carefully clean this before you make analysis. That's very important. Same topic related to medications. Some medications has tremendous effect on all energy system. For example, hormones have tremendous effect. If people have, for example, diabetes and they use some strong medications, insulin or metformin, then of course you may see no disturbances on endocrine system because they use these medications. You understand? We are measuring what we have. And our goal not to guess what people have, but to make analysis of their main problems and then to help them to resolve this problem. So that's why if you see some defect or some troubleshooting zone, then you pay attention to this. But if people use medication, then of course you need to know this. And that's why in this book, again, page 182, this is example of two enquetes. One, it is informed consent for bival analysis. Another, it is health questionnaire. So it's typical what we recommend to make with all patients. Informed consent, it is very important topic to prevent yourself from troubles. Because now people may create you troubles. So it's written here that they make it on, understand what's going on, and they make it on their own will. And health questionnaire gives you indication of main situations. So we don't need to guess what's going on. If people want us to help, then they should, first of all, tell us what's going on, what they know. Then we can find the reason of their problem. You understand this? Okay. Now let me, as I open this program, let me show you the importance of this program. This program is very important. This is one finger mode. And I take some finger, for example, left forefinger. And I apply this finger and I make 10 readings. Okay, so now you see this, a lot of extra light. Why? Why? Because we have open windows and we have ultraviolet here. After this, we'll discuss about light, what does it mean, but you need to understand. If we have light from open windows, sunlight, it is tremendous energy. it is much, much higher. Would it be in at night and with all electrical light? It would be no effect of this kind. With sunlight, we have this effect. So what should I do? I should clean this. Oh.
Have you considered to develop an algorithm to
Sorry?
to develop an algorithm to process the image to clean the domain?
But I don't know whether you need this or not. Maybe it is a significant factor for you. How we can define what is it important this or not. Plus, if you see, you just can close this with some close. And then you will have it. So see, automatically program shows you with this red sign, it shows you that something is wrong. Then it's up to you whether you need it or not. We have a principle of free will. That's why I don't want to make everything automatic. It's easy, but we don't need it. We give you options to decide. Okay, so you see now it's saved. Now I make analysis. And what I have 10 readings. And I can define statistics. And this statistic is this indication of the energy condition. You see, in this case, it was increase, then little decrease, but not very strong. What does it mean? Let's imagine what we're measuring. You have your finger. Can imagine. You say you have channel coming to some organ. Yes? Let's imagine this is a tube with water, and you pump out water. So it depends on the tube, on the channel, and on the source. So if you have strong pipe open, you have good flow. If you have good source as well. Either you have no channel or no source, you have no signal. So in this case, it was opening of this channel, you see. Then it became open, and then slowly it's decreased, but not, but again, still it's much higher than what before. Yes. So it's good channel. It's good flow. It means this meridian works quite well. When it comes down like this, then it's not very good indication. When it comes up, it's good indication. So this is very interesting and very important. And of course, you can see it for the whole area. You can see it for different parameters. And you can see it for different organs and systems. For example, in sacrum zone, you see it comes down because it means there's some problem in this particular sector. And it's understandable for me. Why is it so? So this is, I pay attention to this one finger mode because this is a very significant program. Now let's make another topic. Let's make very simple test. Do you have a volunteer? Who is a volunteer? Please come. And do you have your phone? Take it. Okay, please take a seat. And now we take measurement from one finger, fourth. But to make it more clear, of course, it's better to cover it with something. Do you have some clothes? Here. Something. I don't have it clothes with me.
I have my own sweater.
Ah, very good. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so let's take measurement from your fourth finger. Yes.
Trying to do it straight.
No,
It's my first time.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. So it's good training. And now let's make very simple topic. Please take your phone. And now, can you call to someone, maybe in the room?
Who's got WhatsApp or FaceTime? I'm on airplane mode right now. Okay.
Mhm. In principle, I can use both hands if you need. So you can
I'm used to
It's okay.
using my finger. Just gonna
just keep it in the hand. Okay, so it's
actually calling somebody.
It's calling. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's you remember it was 10 measurements. Now we have it. Okay, thank you. Now let's make analysis. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. No, you can see what's going on. Okay, so you see, if we go to statistics again, we see it was 5 measurements. First 5 measurements. Maybe it's better for you to see. You see, it was the first 5 measurements. They're practically safe. Very good anticipation. Yes. Then 4, you see, came down. Then when it was falling here, you see, up, but it's coming down. Even it was just keeping form, you see difference. And this is falling with the form. You see, it is absolutely clear, simple experiment that you can do yourself and show other people. What does it mean, mobile phone? And it's just keeping in hand, without keeping it nearby the head, just keeping in hand. So this way you can see effect of different factors in this mode. Because this is very, very clear and understandable. So you can check different factors by this way. You can check effect of different situations by this way, medications, just keeping in hand. Keep in hand, but of course you need to understand. To come back from this situation to this situation needs time. It's not immediate. It needs some time. So to restore back to normal station, we need some time. That's why we should be careful with this mode. If you test one factor, then it's good. But it's good, for example, to test people with each other. So you are measuring person 5 times, then someone keeps a hand, and you see effect. You know, there are people who give energy, people who suck energy. And energy vampires, they will be clearly seen on this way, in this mode. Okay. So that's very interesting topic. Okay, so now let's do as follows. Let's make a short break. Then after the break, we'll discuss a little bit. I want to discuss with you the effect of light on biological systems, and then a couple of more topics. Okay? Okay. Okay, so now we have a short break. 10 minutes maybe. No, it's a different principle. Of course not. Of course not. No, that mobile phones, they emit a lot of frequency. Computer, not at all. Modern computers. Old computers, they had strong emissions. Modern computers, laptops, they very low.
Routers, Wi-Fi routers.
Of course, huge. Of course, huge.
What about gemstones?
Microwaves and radios. And of course, this little part we see as different lights. So again, we see colors with our brain. And we are designed by higher power to see just this particular spectrum of colors. You know, other animals, they can see different, another part of spectrum. And we need to understand that light, it is frequency, it is wave and particle. It was Newton, who one of the greatest genius of all times in Western civilization, who found this, that light operates both as wave and particle. Now we understand that in reality it's not a particle, but it's quantum wave, but it doesn't matter. So, and if we go along this frequency, then we increase wavelengths to this size from ultraviolet to visible to infrared, but we decrease energy. So, the higher the frequency, the higher the energy. That is why ultraviolet has much stronger energy compared with visible light. That's why we had this max, because we have this light coming from the windows and sunlight. And sun has tremendous part of ultraviolet. You understand? And when light comes to our skin, then of course part of the light is reflected, but comes into the skin. And we have on skin, we have different layers. We have epidermis, that is higher level. Then we have derma, and under derma we have fat layer. So it's normal creation of our skin. And light, of course, is reflected from different layers, but different frequency of light has different reflection. Ultraviolet has very little penetration into the skin. So the lower frequency is a higher penetration. That's why infrared is the highest penetration. It comes the most deep. And it has very strong meaning. Plus, we need to understand that in the skin itself, we have different substances. And they absorb light differently. We have melanin, and melanin, so this is frequency. So you see this is ultraviolet from here, till here, this field. And this is more infrared. So we have melanin that has absorption lower and lower when we move along the spectrum. We have hemoglobin that again is big, ultraviolet. And very easy. We have in here 600. We have minimum absorption. So again, what does mean 600? It's infrared. So it means that infrared has the highest penetration, not only because it has longer wavelengths, but because of water. Because if we move to high frequency, to low frequency, then water is higher and higher absorption. Absorption. Yes. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it means that we have some window where light can come the deepest into the system. And we have different, so light has several modes of influence. One mode is energy. When we absorb light, we absorb energy. Light has tremendous energy. And under this energy, it is excitation of electrons and creation of reactive oxygen species. So it is the first effect of light. Excitation of electrons and creation of reactive oxygen species. And we know that this is the species that may have positive effect and negative, but they are very energetic. So it's like this picture. And these excited molecules, they tremendously increase metabolism. So they operate like activators. And you know which light is most efficient for this? Which light? Which frequency? Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet and blue light, because it has the highest energy. You remember, I've shown you this. So you see this ultraviolet has higher energy compared to this infrared. That is why, from energy point of view, the more strong, those are ultraviolet and blue light. That is why ultraviolet light we are using like cleansing the air against microbes. You know, in every hospital, we need to clean the air with ultraviolet. And big part of sunlight, it is ultraviolet. So sunlight, it is our friend because it creates vitamin D and it activates all the body, activates all the system. And this is the main source of life, ultraviolet. But at the same time, it is the main danger for the skin. The main danger. So people who are sitting on light, on sunlight, their skin become very, very, with a lot of wrinkles. It's inevitable. That is why in many countries, Oriental countries, like for example, China, Japan, women never try to be on the light. You know, they use umbrellas, they use big hats. In Myanmar, they cover their skin with special creams, not to be exposed to sunlight, because they know this effect very well. That is why when our ladies go to the beach like this, they make tremendous danger for their health. And this may even generate cancer, skin cancer. So it is not recommended to be on direct sunlight during the day. In the morning, yes, but not during the day. And light, of course, has some heating effect as well. And in most papers, they take into consideration only the heating effect of light. Yes, we have this heating effect, and it has different effect for different tissues. But it's most important when we have long exposure with high power, like in surgery. In surgery, they have powerful lasers, or in some cosmetic procedures, when they try to remove burn out skin. Then we have this effect of heat effect of light. And of course, depending on energy, so if you have this increase of energy here and increase of time, then you see this is energy, increasing of energy, this is time. And we have strong effects. For example, with low energy, we have mostly biostimulation. When we increase time, then we have photochemical reactions. When we increase energy, we have, of course, heat effect and coagulation. So mostly in cosmetic, they use this type. If we increase energy more, we have non-linear process, we have evaporation of skin, and then so then photoablation. So this is range where they use only in surgery, with laser surgery. And of course, when we have strong, very powerful energy, we can increase temperature locally. And then, of course, we have many effects in tissues. That is why we can define low energy light and strong, high energy light. So it is energy effect of light. This is the first and very important for us. At the same time, we have information effect of light. And this information effect of light first was designed by Alexander Lovich, who found in 1927 that different microbiological substances or different plants can exchange light with each other. And he found that this light is ultraviolet, and this light can influence process between one, for example, biological stuff and another biological stuff. So it was a big discovery. It wasn't well accepted by the time, but later on it was confirmed in modern time in 1970s, and it was Dr. Fritz Pope who confirmed it with modern technology, and he developed line as biophotonics. So influence of informational effect of light. And now it's very important. And this is important because we have light generated by all the cells of our body. So every cell of our body очень слабенький все-таки батарейки. Я понимаю, но не слабый. То же самое, что было. Ну, фиг с ним. it was demonstrated that every cell of our body emit photons. And organs and systems, they exchange photons between each other. And it comes due to glycolysis of tissues, so an glycolysis process. And this process may be catalyzed by emotional processes, by physiological processes. So it is informational transfer of light inside the body and exchange between organs and systems. So we have electron excited states in the body, and in the process of these electron excited states, we create photons. So we emit light. That is very important. And in reality, this light is emitted by all chemical reactions in the body. So it is possible to measure light coming from the body without, with very sensitive photomultipliers. And then we can see this as diagnostic tool. And it is related to the process of lipid oxidation and with process with nitrogen oxidation. So it is the basic chemical process. And this light was very well known for centuries. It was known that people can emit light. Then it was, as I've told, it was very well studied in 19th century. Then we are using this light in our system. It's possible to use it in other systems, for example, diagnostic system based on fluorescent light of blood, and it gives very precise analysis. And even it's possible even in vivo. So this is in vitro, when we have blood in the body. But now they are developing this system of analysis in vivo, when they put some light tubes inside the body, and then they study a reflection of this light from different organs and systems. So it's a very important system. But light has very important informational role for the body. And first of all, it is a role of light in creation of melatonin. Melatonin, it's a hormone that defines our circadian rhythm. Night and day, sleep and activity. This is all created by, defined by activity of melatonin. So, and melatonin is organized by light. So if we have, it is shown that light that we accept by our eyes has tremendous effect on endocrine system. And it's shown that the risk of pathology increases when people sleep in the bedroom with light. It is shown by very precise research. And you see, circadian disruption induced by light and accelerated aging and promotes genesis and race. So it means if people sleep with light at night, they age much faster. And one more topic, for example, I'm traveling quite a lot worldwide, practically every month to different countries, to different parts of the world, but I don't have a jet lag. There are several principles. First principle, when I move to next part of the world, I change my watch immediately. And I immediately transform to local time. I never look what's going on there. I don't care. Because this allows your brain to understand. Second topic, when you arrive to different parts of the world, you need to spend day without going to sleep, with any activity. Then at night, sometimes people may have melatonin, and I always recommend liquid melatonin. You can find it. And you put this liquid melatonin under the tongue, and this works very well. And very important topic, you need to sleep in total darkness, but in the morning you need to go out and spend at least half an hour outside. And this makes tremendous effect on your brain and change this melatonin level. You see, the most important, of course, through our eyes, that the main. Of course, body as well, it's important as well, but not so important, because this is direct effect to the brain. But body, of course, as well. So that is why when you can't be in total darkness, you need to have light, eye shades. So if you sleep 8-9 hours in total darkness, you prolong your life. It is proven. It's proven effect. If you try to sleep short time, then you diminish your life. So light has very strong informational role. And this is the principle of different levels of organism functioning. So we have first level is quantum level of quantum processes. What does it mean quantum? It means electrons and photons. Our nervous system is a system of electrons. As I mentioned, all our chemical reactions, they produce photons. Our mitochondria operates on electron-proton exchange. So this is quantum level of biphotons. Next level, this is level of fields. And again, we generate those fields. It's a part of our functioning. So biological field, it's not just imagination. It is measurable effect. It's very strange. In medicine, they are measuring encephalography, they are measuring cardiography, they are measuring myography, but they don't accept idea of fields. But if we have current, we have field. It's physics. So from biophysical point of view, it's absolutely clear. But this is the stabilization principle, the level of field. Next level, there's a level of chemical reactions. Of course, this is the basis of life. This is very important level, but it's only next level. And all our modern medicine operates on this level, without taking into account these levels. That's the big area of our modern medicine. Of course, it's very powerful, but it's not the only level. And of course, next it's the level of organ systems when it's operating on the system. So light operates both on quantum level and on the level of fields. And this is information role of light. But we have another principle. It is Jerry Pollack, Professor Jerry Pollack from Washington University, and he published this book, The Force Phase of Water. And this book, it is a result of many years of research. Many years. And ideas as follows. He was studying water or any liquid nearby surface. It was known that yes, on nearby surface, there are different properties of water. But he demonstrated that it's not just different properties, but it's different phase of water. And what's important, he demonstrated that nearby surface, water makes division of charges. So negative charges, they accumulate nearby surface, and positive charge, they are distracted from there. So it's like electrical machine. And very simple question. How water can come up to the sea? How it's possible? They tell, it's capillary effect. But we know physics. From physical point of view, it's possible 1 meter, not more. But it's impossible to go 100 meters. How it's possible? No explanation in modern physics and biophysics. Another question, how it is possible to move blood on capillary? You know, we have several thousand meters of capillaries, several thousand meters. Oh, it's blood, pump it. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. If you make a model of capillary system, try to pump water through this system, it wouldn't work. So, and Jerry Pollock demonstrated that it all comes only because of this electrical principle. So, water, blood, in all this system, it operates like electrical system. And that's why it moves due to electrical forces. And this is great discovery of Jerry Pollock. Another topic that he found, that this size of this area depends on light. So if you eliminate it with light, then this size of this area increases. So it is without light and with light. Huge difference. And here we have infrared light. So we have 3 different effects of light. We have energy effect and information effect, mostly in ultraviolet light. And we have activation, microcirculation of blood in infrared. So this is 3 main effects of light. In papers, you can find only about energy effect and this temperature effect, but it's only one effect. So that's why when we use phototherapy, we are using all these principles. And you know that phototherapy became very well known in 19th century. In 1878, it was published book, The Principle of Light and Color, Healing Power of Light. Then next book was published in 1901, Healing with Light. Then you see the beginning of, by the end of 19th century, beginning of 20th century, it was a lot of attention to the light therapy. For example, in 2004, in St. Petersburg in Russia, it was 20 clinics with light therapy. And maybe you don't know at all that in 1904, Niels Pinsen became first the Dutch Nobel Prize winner for the development of light therapy principle. So it was in 1904. He has developed clinics, and he was able to heal a lot of diseases, and it was very well, very popular clinics. So it was a picture from that time. Pinsen. F-I-N-Z-E-N. Pinsen. So that is why it was very well known principle by that time, but later on it was just abandoned. Why? Because they discovered antibiotics, and they decided that antibiotics, it's a magic bullet for everything. But later on we found that it's not so. So now we have a lot of principles like therapy, and they use it in cosmetics. Different type of light has different effect, and different type of light used for different cosmetic procedures. But of course, we need to understand, we have light, sunlight, and we have laser light. So it's two different principles. So laser, it was tremendous discovery of humankind. It doesn't exist in nature. It was one of the example of new physical principles that doesn't exist in nature. And of course, laser has some specific properties. First of all, laser light is continuous. It means that all waves, they come as one and the same wave. And this is very important. Second, it is so monochrome. That's why all laser lights, they have absolutely the same frequency. So if we have laser source, even with a laser pointer, it has absolutely the same frequency. And this third effect is shown in collimation. That means that laser light comes like a beam. So if you have it's light coming to all directions from laser, it's a directed beam, practically without distortion. So we can tell that difference between laser light, normal light and laser light. In normal light, all photons, they come in different directions. All photons, they have their own frequency, their own activity, and have a mixture of everything. That's normal light. It's like in moving crowd. In laser light, it is like parade. So all photons have absolutely the same behavior, absolutely the same frequency, and they move like one united axis. This is the principle between laser and of course, a laser has much stronger effect on tissues. Same principle, but much stronger effect, plus local effect. So with distorted light, we can affect all the body. With laser, we can affect very precisely. That's why they use lasers in isomerization. They use it in dissociation, biostimulation, surgeries, dermatology, ophthalmology. So it's many, many areas where they use lasers. And what's important, very interesting, it is intravenous laser illumination. That is very, very distinct line now, intravenous. And this line is very strong because it was well known that it's possible to take blood and illuminate with light. But now, of course, it's much more efficient when they put light wire inside the vein and illuminate inside the vein. So this has tremendous effect, again, depending on frequencies of light, you see, and it has very, very strong effects. It may really help in different situations, in different very severe situations, and now they more and more use this intravenous light therapy. There are several instruments for intravenous light therapy, and it's very powerful system of healing. So, but again, we need to understand it's all quantum effect. So when we've been discussing about different levels of human functioning, we talk about the first level, this is quantum, and this intravenous effect, this is quantum effect. So when I mentioned this person who had this problem at quantum level, then first I recommended him to have this therapy. And this helped a lot. Even after first treatment, he had much improvement. And of course, we use this in cosmetology. We use these different effects. So it means that now we have a new principle of operation of light. And when we are measuring light with biowell, this a part of our system, and you can make very clear experiments. You can measure people before and after using light therapy, and you see tremendous effect, very strong effect. But then if you don't see effect, then you understand that the problem on other level. So if we see effect, it means this problem on quantum level. If we don't see effect, it means on other levels. Okay? Okay, now we understand this. Okay, so now one more topic. Maybe we have 1 more hour. You are a little bit tight, so now I want to make you a little bit more. I want to tell you something a little bit more interesting from different area, but more interesting. But for this, we need to turn off our online system, close this, because this information is absolutely confidential. Okay, so let me share with you. We don't have this line. Okay, so this is related to